Hey guys, Catlin here with lesson 15 of your homework this week, and we're solving these equations like we did in class on Wednesday. And I showed you a trick to do these mentally, and I'm going to try to apply that to the way that I'm showing you on here. Okay, so part A, you got 2/5 t equals 6. I told you to find the variable in a problem that's multiplying like this. You can take the reciprocal of the multiplied number and multiply it by the other side. So you can really just do 5/2, which is its reciprocal, times 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. So this first one, t is equal to 15. All right. And I'll just kind of go out here where I've got space for these other ones. Okay. So this is B. We got -4.5 equals a -8, but I'm going to rewrite that as plus a -8. And if you're adding like this, after I've made this into addition, you can find a by taking its additive inverse 8 and adding to -4.5. And the positives win this battle by 3.5. So a would be 3.5 for that one. All right, let's keep going. The third one, all right, we've got 1/2 plus p equals -3. And we can find p in this addition problem by adding its inverse, which is -1/2 plus -3. And that's really easy. That's -3.5. So I'm not, like I said, I'm going to stop writing these answers. You can see that that's going to be -3.5. And let's go to this one. We got 12 equals x times 3. And the reciprocal of 3 is 1/3. So you're just going to do 1/3 times 12 will be x. And 1/3 of 12 is 4. So x would be 4 there. You can show that answer. And then the last one I'll do over here to the side. And it's -12 equals -3y. Same idea here. Y is going to be, -1/3 times -12. You could also divide 12 and 3 here. It's a negative divided by a negative, so you know it's going to be positive. Both of these are going to be +4, however you think about it. So I get +4 for that one. All right, let's move on. Evaluate each expression if x is 2/5, y is -4, and z is -2/10. All right, let's do these. So x plus y for part A is going to be turned into 2/5 plus -4. So we have to add these two things together. The signs are different, so we are going to have to subtract them. Excuse me. This is a lot like rewriting this as a subtraction problem. So it would be the same as 4 minus 2/5. And I like to do those mentally and think how many fifths would it take for me to count up and make a whole. And I would have to go down 2/5 from a whole, and that would leave me with 3/5. So 3 3/5. And then I ask myself who won the absolute value battle back here. Clearly the -4 does. So -3 3/5. The next one, part B, 2 times x, which we know is 2/5, minus z, which we know is -2. Oh, I'm going to rewrite this as -2/10. I think that might make this easier. If we double 2/5, that's going to become 4/5. And we're taking away 2/10, which I'm going to change this to 8/10 minus 2/10, which would give me -6/10, which reduces to -3/5. So there's our answer for part B. All right, I'm going to do C over here. It's x plus y plus z, 2/5 plus -4 plus -2/10, -2/10. All right, so I think I might have actually messed up on B now that I'm looking at that. I didn't put in -2/10. I just put in 2/10. That was supposed to be negative. So technically those should have been added which would have made this 10 out of 10. Yeah, it just would have been whole. It would have been 1. Sorry about that. That just would have been 1 whole. Sorry, losing my mind a little bit there. That one's just 1 on the green there. I didn't put it in as a negative. Sorry about that. 2/5 plus -4. Excuse me. Plus -2/10. Oh goodness. We already know that this right here is -3 3/5. So really, we just got to do this math here. Same sign, so add them together. I'm going to rewrite this as -3 6/10, and I want to add a -2/10 to that. And so 2 more tenths added to that -6 would be -3 8/10. So -3 8/10 is what I get for that, which is the same as -3 4/5, or -3.8. I guess you could get that. This is C, by the way. And then D, last one. D is y times x, and that would be -4 times 2/5. And the answer is going to be negative because it's negative times a positive. And you've got -4 over 1 times 2 over 5. The answer is -8/5. I'll accept that. Or -1 3/5. Either one of those would be fine. All right, let's move on to the third problem on this set. Match the equation to the step that will help you solve the equation. All right, you could, for a problem that multiplies here by 5, you could multiply each side by its reciprocal, which would be a 5th. So that would be that one. You could, instead of dividing by 5, you could multiply by 5. That's pretty much what you've done since elementary when you've seen division. They're dividing by 5 here, so you could. Oh, this one's got a negative on top, so that's why that one's going to be multiplied by a -1/5 would be this one, and process of elimination. That's why that one would be 2, because a -5's reciprocal is -1/5. And the reason why this one's -5 is because your x is negative, and so you're going to have to make it opposite at the end anyway. So multiplying by -5 would make that come out. This is the correct solution. The markings on the number line are evenly spaced. Label the other markings on the number line. Okay, so if this is evenly spaced, then that means that this is halfway. So this would be -0.5, which would make if we're skip counting by halves, that's pretty easy. You can fill out the rest on your own. That's a very simple problem. -1.5, this would be -2. And that ends this page. All right.